Is they join these professional thingies. It's they're not going to share the same belief as you. So it's normally best to just be equally yoked from the get go. Because now, if you've picked a professional, he wants to clap them drapes. Oh, I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for marriage. And then it's like all men, they just want one thing, and then. Hey Gemsies, welcome back to another video, another Kevin Samuels video. This particular one I haven't actually watched before, but I'm very excited to watch it together. And I hope you are enjoying these series because I am. I miss Kevin so much, but at the same time, I'm so grateful that we have platforms like YouTube where we can still have access to his wealth of knowledge, his wealth of knowledge, if I can speak today. If you end up enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and obviously hit the subscribe button as well. We are building a generation of marriageable women. So yeah, come join the family. Let's go.
How old are you?
I'm 25. So a bit younger than some of the people you've been having on.
Well, did you have a question or do you want to talk about the topic?
Both. So one, I haven't been listening to you for a super long time, but I've come in and out of different lives. And one thing I was noticing is you don't always necessarily talk about the monolithic woman in maybe the best light. And I would love to know, what do you like about women?
Oh, okay.
The monolithic woman in the best.
I feel like you act like women all act the same.
Okay.
When they don't necessarily. And so I would love to know what do you like about women?
Shame. The thing is, women don't mind generalizing, even though they know it's not all men, it's probably the men that we pick. But the minute a man generalizes, because the majority of women, not even the ones that they've dealt with necessarily or been with, just generally what women are showing puts them in identical categories. Even with that, with the stats, they still can't go off being general. You will have someone trying to pick that statement apart. Meanwhile, in the same breath, they can say all men are trash, or most men are trash, or most men are average, or most men are below average. We can say these things with so much confidence and no pushback. But anyway, let's keep going.
Just a second. Audience, I want you to picture your eyes on the screen over here. Everyone is special. No one can be generalized. All women act the same. Do you think women act more similar or different?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think just overly, I don't like people from
I don't care what
over
you
the world.
keep saying like.
Circumstances.
Ma'am, hold on. I want you, let's do this. Let's do this. Are you a cop? Are you an educated woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Are generalizations valid?
To a point, but we need to be specific of I assume
Okay,
you're talking about women.
You have a Bluetooth? You have a Bluetooth or something? Are you on Bluetooth?
No, it's making a weird feedback here. I can move you. Does that sound better?
I think
yeah, there was a slight delay. Are generalizations valid? You said what?
I think I referenced that
Are generalizations valid?
Being specific to the area you're making the generalization. So we're talking about women in
it's hot in Arizona. It's hot in Arizona. Is it always hot in Arizona?
no.
For the most part, yes.
But it's not always.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But is the generalization valid?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. So what I talk about is broad generalizations that are broadly true for most women. Why do we need to go into the tangential or the nuance?
Yeah.
I think
It's because
for me, I've been waiting to see someone that has a similar train of thought or belief system as me on your show, or you talking about someone like me, if that makes specific. Or
what does that mean?
Broad. So, for example, a lot of times you have women on your show who are 30s and above with kids, like in and out of relationships. That's not me. And so when I'm going into the show, I'm like, is he going to talk about someone like me? And so that's
what does that mean?
What does that mean, though?
What's someone like you?
Ooh, I'm waiting to have sex till marriage.
Okay.
So when dating,
I think you've spoken about that.
Ma'am, I've had at least 7 shows.
Yeah.
Very top.
Okay. And I did say I was new, so I definitely missed it, and that's on me.
Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's 3 or 4 videos up from this year.
Okay.
Is this a religious belief?
Yeah, for the most part. It's like a promise I made to God. So yeah.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm doing is I'm asking at 25, we're waiting till marriage to have sex.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what I'm trying to understand is where that belief comes from.
Yeah.
Number one, and how strongly it's attached.
Very strong.
But then to what God, though?
All right. So, you attend church regularly?
I just moved to DC about a year ago during COVID, and so it's been pretty hard to find churches. But I've
Is she on a
worked in ministry
tripod?
for a while, and I'm still very part of my church back home in Seattle, just online.
What is the camera
So
on,
the
though?
answer is no.
Yeah, she's not regular.
But because of COVID, they only have online churches.
And we've been, okay, no.
No.
You could have been at, no.
I mean, I go to church.
Okay.
I'm not
All right.
a part of it.
Okay, so the direct answer is
No.
no. I don't go to the physical church body. I have my.
I should have corrected myself. I do go to the physical church body.
Mm.
Yes. I'm just not a member of church
Okay, so
where I am.
this is a belief that you hold strongly, but you're not in the body.
Right.
I am. I'm just not a member of a church.
You have a
In
church
a
home you
physical-
visit. You have a church home you go to weekly.
Mm.
What's going on with your camera? Because you're coming in. Do you have a church home that you go to weekly?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there an active singles ministry?
I just started going to it around Easter, so I'm not sure. I don't think so. But I could definitely check it out. It's a very small church.
Stop.
You go there weekly.
They were already getting to the problems.
This is why he can make generalizations, because we've come across women who hold this thing. It's like, oh, I'm waiting till marriage to have sex. So all of a sudden it's like, so I'm above all these other women, or you haven't spoken to me because I'm not doing what they're doing. But it's a mindset. If you are a wise person, you would, read through the lines and understand it's a mindset that Kevin's trying to penetrate. So if you identify with that mindset, that's when you can start making changes, rather than saying, oh, on the outside, I don't look nothing like these ladies, therefore then I could, be the other opposite or something, when in actual fact, the generalizations still apply,
You don't go to a church regularly. The church you go to doesn't have an active singles ministry, so I'm sure they don't have a ministry that's actively promoting marriage with you. The church why did you pick the church you attend? Oh God. Can you get close to the window or something? Because your Wi-Fi is doing something. I don't know what's going on.
Here,
you got people calling you or something?
Yeah, let me just turn my phone off. So I was going to one church in a different part of the DMV, and I noticed some of the things the pastor believed.
How are you supposed to find a husband? How are you supposed to find a husband? How are you supposed to find a husband?
I'm a member of a Black professionals networking group, and so
that's
I'm
not
there.
Christian. It's not Christian.
Or it's they
how
have.
how are you supposed to find? How are you supposed to see? It comes down to.
May you let me finish, please?
No, because you go on and go on. And
I was trying to tell you.
No. That's not how that's going. That's not how that's going to work.
The thing is, they join these professional thingies, but then you have to understand your belief. They're not going to share the same belief as you, so it's normally best to just be equally yoked from the get-go. Pick someone from your church who also honors a woman, preserving their chastity or abstaining before marriage. Because now if you've picked a professional, he wants to clap them drapes. I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for marriage, and then it's like all men they just want one thing, and then it's like, no, maybe pick from someone who also believes those things. So you don't have this problem, generalizations. I think that's where Kevin. Oh, sorry. Let me check. I think that's where Kevin's going to go with that, but let's keep it going.
It's not how it's going to work. And it's not how it's going to work because I've given you plenty of latitude. You don't answer directly. The bottom line is you can have your belief. But I'm asking this fundamental blocking and tackling. How are you supposed to find Mr. Right? How are you supposed to find you? And if you're in the dating environment with non-Christian people, being able to hold your chastity until marriage in a worldly dating environment,
it's not going to work. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
Sort of what I was going to say is in these Black professional groups, they have different singles ministries for Christian, and I'm in those.
But again, who's leading you who's leading you or guiding you in your quest to be found by your husband?
My pastor back home in Seattle.
Your pastor back home in Seattle, but you're not in Seattle.
Correct. And I do.
So my point is, I talk to women like you. When I talk about Christian feminism, I've talked to women like this. And if you guys will recall, the 42-year-old woman that lived in Seattle, the virgin, she was retaining herself. At the end of the day, you can have your belief, but unless you're dating from a pool of men who share your same belief, the likelihood of running into a man is going to wait until marriage. How long do you think after meeting a man before you would accept his proposal for marriage?
I think 1 to 2 years.
So a man is supposed to meet you and date you and
court you.
1 to 2 years later, propose to you. Right?
I've been in relationships for 1 to 2 years,
1 to 2 years, right, but you were also young.
True.
So that man is going to be without sex. Yeah.
I mean,
it's possible. That's why he's saying just go where those beliefs align so that you don't run into the problem of, well, there's a man out there who, just pick that man to begin with, rather than casting your net into, a pool of men from anywhere and then trying to project this thing on the men. You're a beautiful woman. They want to, it's not even just there, you yourself, as you're growing up, you might even want to do some stuff. So, I don't know. Abstinence is great. I'm happy that she's doing that. I think in order to truly preserve it until marriage, you just need to go where those beliefs and values align. That's what I think.
Everyone I've dated hasn't had sex with me, and those relationships have been about 1 to 2 years. Do you think it's not realistic for, say, the modern woman?
I don't think it's realistic for a woman who's not in a church. It's realistic if you are a woman who's really following her religious convictions. That means you're in a church that one of the main motivations is to foster marriage.
Yeah.
They have the singles ministry, male and female, where they actively help couples because you can have your belief. I was raised in the church. I've been over singles ministries, and I'm going to tell you, women like you exist everywhere, but you're still trying to date in the worldly market.
Yeah.
And that's easier to do.
That's Samson for you.
Have somebody wait 1-2 years. But as you're 25, your heart ain't no man in the dating market going to wait 1 to 2 years unless he shares your belief system.
Yeah.
I have a question for you in that case.
Do you believe that?
That makes sense to me. Absolutely. So the church I was a part of for like the last year before I switched to this new church, they had a really good ministry program. However, some of their doctrine was off. You said you came from a faith background. Do you think it's worth it going to church just to be part of the single young adult ministry?
You're going to remain. Yes, because where else are you going to find? Where else are you going to have a high amount of men who are going to be willing to do what you're asking?
Yeah,
especially in a hookup culture. You're not going to meet any husbands. And then husbands ain't going to wait 2 years. Why do you need to wait 1 to 2 years?
Why not get married right away?
I mean,
like under a year.
In my head, that sounds right, but I think in my heart, there isn't no set rule when it comes to love, when it comes to finding a partner and someone to build with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first off, you're not looking to find. That's where you really just fell apart. Christian feminists.
Where's the helpmate?
Got nothing to do with Christianity. Love, what love got to do with it? We didn't fall in love before we got married. We got married and we got used to one another because we didn't date prior to the 40s and the rise of the Beers Company and Hallmark and all this other stuff. Your great-grandparents jumped brooms. There was no 1 to 2 year dating.
Yeah.
Lastly, building is another modern woman fantasy. So I think that I know many women are in church or of faith who are not living that life.
Yeah.
So you're in the dating market. You're in the dating market and you're 25 and you're only going to get older. And I'm going to tell you that a man waiting 1 to 2 years, I don't see that happening. And the reason I don't have conversations like this, ma'am, is because most people don't do this.
True.
And the reason you're doing it is your personal beliefs, but do you want to be a Christian? Do you want to have a Christian marriage? Christian hierarchy?
Yeah, very telling.
Funny how
this is when I love it when Kevin does do the generalization. She just reminds me so much of the lady with the short hair. I'm gonna have a video on that because I haven't watched the full conversation, but I did see it floating around, and I want to break that video down because there's just so many carbon copies of that woman, the mindset and thinking pattern, honestly. And this is the inception of that woman. She was in her 40s, and it's just the same thing. We have these rigid, not even rigid, like concrete beliefs, like saying is to honor God, but when you really pick it apart, it's like, is it though? Really? Or is it just something nice to say and something like, well, I have this above this other lady or this, that, and other? It's like, why are we doing these things? Why are we? It's okay to say, hey, I'm abstaining. But what is the purpose? Have we really sat down to think it through? Does it really make sense? And is it aligned with all the other things that we want out of this life? That's why I love Kevin. I just love him.
Pause happened.
Yeah. I wouldn't frame it as a hierarchy. I think
So it is a
there's
hierarchy,
a
just
whole
like
thing.
the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. There is a hierarchy. What's the vertical relationship?
Absolutely.
God,
but what I'm saying
man,
is, like,
woman,
when you
children.
look at it,
Does it not?
yes.
Okay.
But what I wanted to, like, that specific word where the whole hierarchy is like stemming from is like submission. And when we look at like the Aramaic or the Hebrew version, it's more of like a teammate, a coach, and a player. And there's something really beautiful about that. And so I would
Either
think
way,
that
there's the
what I
hierarchy.
would want. It isn't just like,
Eve wasn't Adam's teammate. See,
you don't think so?
you should go back
work
and look at all the videos
together?
I did on. You can go back and look at all the videos I did on Christian feminism. Then I have videos where I'm talking to women who are born again virgins or holding on. Ma'am, I've talked to you. I live in Dallas, where the Protestant life. And it's
the same.
You talked about the doctrines not sound. This isn't sound.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that was lovely. I'm shining. Gosh. I really enjoyed that one, I really did. I wish her all the best. She seemed sweet, but she just needs a little bit of growing up to do. And I think that will just come with time, sitting down with her pastors, maybe the one that's in Seattle or where she is currently, and really diving deeper into, putting a time frame to these things. Because, sex is not the enemy, okay? There's far more, grandiose sins. I'm only saying that because it can easily become an idol where it's like, well, I'm abstaining, therefore I'm better than everyone else. Meanwhile, the mindset might be still dark, and other things as well may be contributing to, another sin. So I'm just saying that it's fine and dandy to have these, wanting to do these things or upholding these kind of, chastity rules. It's great. I'm not opposed to it. But just go where those values will also be respected. And I don't think you need to be dating for 1 to 2 years. Because can you be burning with lust for 2 years? Anywho, let me know your thoughts down below and what you liked most about this video. Women who are like this, share this kind of mindset, because obviously I'm a Christian as well. Let us know what we can do differently just so that we can, be marriageable women. If I missed anything out, please let us know down in the comment section. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and come join the family by hitting that subscribe button. All right, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.